is the youngest competitor ever on a Dakar entry list. Jeremias Gonzalez is the new generation's flag carrier. Alongside the Argentinian, there are a few young competitors who are very motivated to make their name in this race. I started racing cross-country a few years ago, and as I live in Argentina, I was always watching the Dakar on TV, and I always wanted to be here. Robert van Pelt is only 20 years old, but he's not a rookie anymore. The Dutchman finished 47th in 2013.
Well, last year was my first time, and then the long days that surprised me, but this year it's just much harder, much longer.
Of course, for the young riders, their parents' influence is still very important. My parents are very happy because I'm not injured, and I always finish stages early with no real problems, so they don't have enough time to worry about me.
My mother does all the documents, and my dad's preparing the bike, so it's a family effort.
Remember these two names, and maybe you'll see them at the top of the podium in a few years. On the liaison of stage 10 between two specials, Carlos Sainz, who just refueled, suffered a terrible crash while trying to be on time for the second special. Sainz, who was slightly injured, was flown to the Antofagasta Medical Center. Race over for El Matador. We take many risks on the specials, on the bends and long straights. We often drive at the limit for no reason. Sometimes something stupid happens. You never know when it happens and how situations like that occur. Meanwhile, the battle between Roma and Petter continued on the stage, Roma having to push hard to try to catch his rival. Once again, it was the Frenchman that would gain precious time, as Roma was caught out by the dunes. 10 minutes the gap in the finish line, and in the new overall, Petter Hansel is now only 2 minutes and 15 seconds behind Roma. Taking off just behind Petter Hansel, Nasser Al-Attiyah was in winning form. The Qatari claimed his 19th stage success. The other good news was that he moved into third position overall. Stage 11 was a long drag up to the desert through the dunes of Copiapo to El Salvador. And it was by no means an easy ride for the bikes. But Olivier Pain is riding much better in Chile. And stage 11 was his best stage yet. Starting fourth, he held on to the coattails of Coma as he came past and took the flag in third, 5 minutes 53 behind the KTM. After working his way to third, Villadons has responded to the challenge. He rode solidly, avoiding any navigational errors, and held on to third overall, losing just 25 seconds to Pain. For Coma, it was a bit of an odd day. A crash between the start and checkpoint 1 damaged the fairing of the bike, but didn't seem to faze the Catalan rider. He won stage 11 by 2 minutes 51 over Dupre and looks every inch the Dakar champion-elect. Drama would occur after stage 10 in the mini headquarters. Before stage 11 began, a big decision was confirmed by 11-time Dakar winner Stefan Petter Hansel. We were asked to be slower during the next days. A decision made by the top management of the team. We were told to keep the positions we have in the standings, so it's basically game over for us. It's never a walk in the park on the Dakar, but Nani Roma now has far less stressful mission to accomplish. He rapidly caught his closest rival, Petter Hansel, on his way to a fine second spot, and saw his overall lead grow to over 5 minutes. For the Catalan, there are definitely no team orders. We drove at our maximum all day. If some might think there are team orders, they should look at our times. Long dunes beckoned as the race turned back to the sea and La Serena. After chasing Coma for the first 150 kilometers of the stage, Cyril Desprez was waved through by the KTM rider and took off to win the day's stage. He now trails Olivier Pain by just 4 minutes in the standings. The race leader was untroubled on stage 12. The new engine that cost him a 15-minute penalty pushed the KTM home in second, 2 minutes behind Desprez as the two tackled the dunes together once more. But what of second place overall? Joan Barreda crashed, remounted and then stopped at kilometre 264. The electrics on the Honda mangled and broken. He desperately tried to fix them. He managed to get the Honda going again, but with 25 kilometres left to run, it cut out in the lee of the dune.
It's again this, yes. I don't know.
Was it yours this one?
Trae los cables, una batería.
Batería del auto.
After getting it going, he finally arrived at 2:50 p.m, 2 hours and 35 minutes behind Desprez at the end of the stage.
Nada, intentar
I
llegar
tried to
y
keep going,
ya está perdido.
but it's lost.
Nada más.
Nothing more. For Barreda, the bivouac was still 350 kilometres of liaison away. And so to the battle for the top spot in the cars, and would there actually be a battle? Taking off 2 positions in front of Stefan Peter-Hansel, Nani Roma did not have the advantage. He was yet to know that behind him his rival was storming. And after suffering a puncture, Roma was caught by Peter-Hansel. Both men remained together, Petter opening the way. That of course meant that he'd gained 6 minutes and was the new race leader overall. Here we're in an ambiguous situation. We'll see. Maybe the team orders will be changed and we'll listen to them. Yesterday no one believed that there were no team orders. Today that you saw that. Tomorrow we'll see what happens. The fight in the trucks was down to De Roy and Karganov. De Roy won stage 12 by 30 seconds. But with a lead of 7 minutes, Karganov was safe for 1 day more. De Roy was running out of time. Now it comes down to this, the last 157 kilometres of special towards Valparaiso. Como was the last to start the final stage and he took his time to savour it. He relatively cruised the course, enjoying the moment and knowing that a 4th Dakar victory was just 2 hours away. At the line, the world was waiting to congratulate him on a masterful 4th Dakar victory. He paid thanks to the team. The new bike did its job. And some thanks too to his teammate and the man in second, Jordi Villadoms. It's one of those really deep emotions.
Unos sentimientos
So much
muy
sacrifice,
que vienen de muy adentro,
so
¿no?
much work.
Mucho sacrificio, mucho
a
trabajo.
truly extreme race
Una
where we
carrera
had
muy
great and
extrema
amazing
donde
things and at the
las
same
cosas
time
buenas son
bad
buenísimas,
things.
pero
I'm
también
happy.
hay cosas malas y bueno, contento.
So Koba wins the 2014 Dakar Rally by 1 hour 52 minutes from Villadoms, but also Pam managed to hold on to his first ever Dakar podium by 5 minutes from Cyril Desprez. On stage 13, Ignacio Casale could only lose the race, but the Chilean wanted to finish in style, winning his 7th out of 13 rally stages. The Yamaha rider wins for the first time and is the first Chilean to win the Dakar. So, to the fight for overall victory in the cars. Peter-Hansel took off in the morning in first position after his 65th stage win the day before. More importantly, he had a 26-second lead. But there will be no race on the day. Soldier Peter-Hansel followed team orders and stopped at kilometre 130 to wait for Alatir and then Roma, who'd started 6 minutes behind. The Minis then carried on in formation to the finish. Roma in the lead. And Nani Roma therefore won the 2014 Dakar in a car, 10 years after his victory on a bike. After Hubert Auriol and Stefan Peter Hansel, the Catalan is the third to conquer crowns on 2 and 4 wheels. My biggest thought is for my former co-driver Henry Magnier, who passed away in an accident at my side. He's a man who taught me so much. This victory is for him. We talked about winning the Dakar together. I can't share this win with him, but I'm sure that he helped me from where he is. Gerard de Roy had one last opportunity to retake the lead. Taking off first, the Dutchman was the first to witness the crash of Yongzhou and only just managed to get past the stricken Mini. But the accident of the Chinese then created chaos. Karganov was forced to stop and give the stranded Mini a hand. The race was nullified and Karganov given back his lost time. Dramatically, the Russian won his first ever Dakar rally. The podium in the beautiful city of Valparaiso was the final host for the racers of the 2014 Dakar. Koma took the applause of the huge crowd as he lifted his 4th Dakar title. In a great day for Spain, Roma was the next to receive his maiden Dakar trophy. And Karganov keeps the truck category in Russian hands for one more year. 3 outstanding winners in 2014, and in 2015, the adventure will continue.
I'm so hot and sweaty right now. I think my mascara is gonna run.
Okay.